right, east of the Rockies, you're on the air with Terence McKenna. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Terence, from what I've heard, you are obviously a disciple of Satan, and I have to say that I want to know why no scientist has ever disproven the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
All right, Terence, disciple of Satan.
Yes, he is a disciple of the devil.
Okay, well, let's get his reaction to that. We're talking of these matters, so it is worth some consideration, Terence. How do you respond?
Well, if I am a disciple of Satan, it's an unknowing disciple.
Okay.
I am, at your break, someone said I was a heretic. I certainly am a heretic.
You're not a heretic, you're just deceived.
Pardon me?
You're deceived. You're not a heretic. You're deceived by Satan. When you die, you will know that Jesus Christ is God.
Well, perhaps. My position on all of this is...
Sir, pause and let him answer, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, my position in this is that we're not in this world to choose between good ideologies and bad ideologies. I think that's sort of, I don't know, maybe this is middle age setting in on me, but I've sort of come to the conclusion that all ideologies are the enemies of human freedom, and that we're not, you haven't made progress when you choose existentialism over Christianity or anything over anything. Real maturity begins when you notice that these ideologies are cultural furniture.
So Jesus Christ was a liar.
No, he...
no.
No, he was God. He says
he was a piece of cultural furniture inside Western civilization. But let me turn to this question of the resurrection for a moment, which I find a little more interesting.
All right.
I can't remember in which gospel it is. The caller probably can tell us. But when the Marys go to the tomb the morning after the resurrection and Christ is there, he says to them as they approach, he says, "Women, touch me not, for I am not yet fully of the nature of the Father." And I have never heard any Christian enthusiast discuss exactly what this means. It's a fascinating statement. Here is Christ, resurrected, having overcome death, standing alive at the side of the tomb, but saying, "I am not yet completely of the nature of the Father." And what this suggests to me is some kind of crypto-biological process that we're dealing with here. I don't think science can prove or disprove the resurrection, because science never deals with unique events. If we had 1,000 resurrections, I suppose they could statistically examine it and make a judgment. But these unique historical events are more properly the study of historians.
Let me ask you, in your own little way, as a historian, as you have looked back to develop your model, when you get to the time of Christ, what do you see? What kind of peak do you see? It's a very good
question.
Yes.
Fascinating question. At that point in the wave, there is a unique signature that doesn't occur at anywhere else in the wave. So, in a sense, it does indicate the life of Christ as being incredibly unique. But recall I said it never says what will happen, it just says where to look. And what makes the call on Christ a little difficult, what makes it a little difficult is that Christ shared the earth with Augustus Caesar. In fact, the story of Christ's birth mentions that Joseph and Mary were going because of a census of the world that Caesar had called. Well, Caesar Augustus was one of the greatest military and political geniuses of all time. So he's in the same part of the wave as Christ. I don't know how to tease them apart, but I can certainly tell you that the time wave tells us that the period from 15 BC to 40 AD was extremely novel.
I have spoken with a number of, again, referring to the remote viewers, and they have made a unique statement, many of them, that at 2012, or at approximately 2012, they can look no further. And they run into a sort of a brick wall, if you will, and it is as though there is nothing beyond. But what they do see and describe is a gigantic spiritual event of some magnitude which they're unable to discern the precise nature of.
I could climb aboard all of this. I think we're headed for everything we can imagine. In other words, the resurrection and the life, the overcoming of three-dimensional space and time travel, star flight, immortality, planetary telepathy, consciousness out of the body. It will be delivered by human hands, out of the human imagination, under the prompting of the gods and the entities and the forces in the human unconscious.